I am back in Providence. I went on a little 3-day trip to New York City with my friend Catherine, and I came back last night. It's the 4th of July. I spent most of the day alone, just relaxing, and yeah, I guess feeling a little reflective. Some of my relatives are coming to my house in San Jose tomorrow, and from Korea, and I really wish I could be there with them, so I'm really thinking a lot about my family and miss them a lot. But I'm just walking to, I think I'm planning on going to Eastside Market, just because I've really been craving like fresh berries, but I might go to Whole Foods depending on where this little walk takes me. But it's pretty beautiful outside. Nice overcast day. Just saw a lot of flowers and a rabbit right now as I was walking by. So yeah, just feeling pretty calm and reflective. Going to New York was so fun. I'm really grateful for the trip and I had such a good time. But also, like, I'm happy to be back in Providence. I don't think I could ever live in New York. It's just a little too much craziness, people, buildings, and I'm just once again really grateful that somehow Brown was a school I was able to go to, because it's just, Providence is like such a great fit for me. It's so beautiful, and I really notice that every day, how beautiful it is. Hey y'all, it is July 11th. I woke up super late this morning. It was pretty funny actually, because last night I had to do rounds as an RA, and then so I slept late after going around at midnight. And then actually what happened was, like, in the middle of my second round at 10:30, I was walking over to another building, and this police officer, a Brown DPS member, he was riding his bike and he stopped and like started talking to me, and like he literally talked to me for like a whole hour. It's kind of funny. Like, he told me like stories about how like a deer ran into his car at one point. He talked about like how his friend fell off while fixing his roof. He talked about like taking alcohol from freshmen. Like, it was really interesting, but it was an hour. And then this morning I woke up because one of my residents was knocking on my door, and it was like 10:30. I was kind of embarrassed for sleeping in so late, but that was also kind of fun. So I just had like brunch, and then I went to the cafe and worked on a bit of editing. And yeah, this week has been interesting. I haven't had my shadowing this week because the doctor is taking the week off, but and my family is visiting from Korea, so yeah, I've been missing them a lot this week. My uncle, my grandma, my grandpa. I video called my uncle yesterday. He was with my mom back at my house in California, and we just talked for about an hour, and I was telling him about what I've been doing and about thinking more seriously about becoming a doctor. And my uncle's just someone I love so much. I respect him so much. When I was little, he would draw with me. When I was like literally before I was 1, he took care of me, and I miss him a lot. I really wish I could be with my family and be spending time with them right now, but I'll be seeing them next month when I go to Korea, so just trying to look forward to that. already halfway through my time at Brown in the summer. Last week I had the week off. I went to New York, and then the second half of the week I kind of crashed and burned a little bit. My family, my relatives are visiting from Korea back out in California, and really left out knowing that everyone was getting family time, and I was alone in Providence, especially because a lot of my friends were taking trips at the end of the week. So I kind of had a downward spiral. I was pretty lonely, and I ended up just watching Netflix, trying to live vicariously through other people and not think about my own issues in my own life. But this week's been a lot better. Sunday I had a fresh round of residence move-in, so I had a bit more like structure in my life in terms of work, and I've actually got quite a bit of editing done. I have one new video ready to upload today, and I've also been reading a little bit. I'm reading this Korean book. It's called 무엇이든 쓰게 된다. That switch to Korean from English is always awkward. And it's a book about writing, but I love the tone of it. I love the voice of the author. And I actually bought this book last year when I went to Korea, but I haven't really gotten around to reading it. But funny enough, the drama I was binge watching when I was lonely was about a press, and it really inspired me to read more. So yeah, today
I'm so 궁금해. I've never gotten a cappuccino. What do I do?
drink your coffee.
Okay.
너무 귀여운데?
Let's go. Wait, can I try?
해볼래? I'm so 왜 이렇게 좋아해?
You're tall. I like that you're tall.
너무 귀여운데? Wait, I love this book, Americana. It's good? It's really good.
Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich.
You like this? Hi.
This was a good thing.
Huh?
This was a good thing.
Yeah. I felt very relaxed and well, like comfortable with my day.
나도. I feel like I actually feel more relaxed when I like 어디에 이렇게 갔다가 rather than like if I just roll around in my room.
Yeah, then I don't
feel like
that.
stressed.
Yeah, me too. I'm not in this, right?
You are. Hello, it is July 15th, it's Monday. It's been such a huge portion of the summer has already gone by. It's really incredible. So the last clips you saw, it was Saturday. I went on a little lunch date with my friend, and it was so nice. We like ate at a Korean restaurant, then we went to a cafe and just had a lot of good talks. And then I went to the bookstore and I bought this book. It is by an author that I read in my modern African literature class, Adichie. And we read Americana, which was absolutely amazing. So I kind of expected that I would like this book, but it's actually her first novel. It's called Purple Hibiscus, and it was so good. I tore through it in 2 days, and this has really kind of gotten me back into reading. Recently I was mostly reading poetry, which I love, but I feel like with poetry it's a bit more difficult to like tear through the book. You really have to like savor each page, but this I was just able to really dive into, and really left me with, do you know that feeling where like you finish a really good book that you just read really fast, and then for hours afterward you're kind of just like in this daze thinking about the characters and like just like thinking about the book, and that's exactly how I felt after reading this. So yeah, today I woke up quite late. I've been sleeping a lot lately. I'm thinking it might be because of my new medication, but I just had breakfast, did a bit of journaling. I went to my campus-wide workshop, Mental Health for Minorities, went to a health appointment, and now I'm thinking of maybe going back to the bookstore. I really am craving new reads. Like I'm really on this reading wave right now, and I want to ride it as long as possible. Hey y'all, it is Tuesday, July 16th. I just got back from shadowing around an hour ago. It was my first time being in the clinic since like around 2 weeks. I didn't go when I was in New York, and last week the doctor I was shadowing was on vacation. I believe the last clips you saw were of me going by myself to the bookstore yesterday on Monday. It was pretty successful. I spent a decent chunk of money on 2 books. Let me share them right now. So the books I got yesterday were this one. It's kind of bright. It's Half of a Yellow Sun by Adichie, and she is the author of this book, Americana, which I read in my modern African literature class, I think I mentioned. I've just started this today, but I have high expectations. So far I've loved all the books I've read by her. And then I also picked up this book. It is Open City by Teju Cole. This is the same writer who wrote that poetry/photography book I shared in my previous vlog, and it's a very different book from Adichie. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. It's much more like, the writing is a lot more dense, it's descriptive, it's not as plot driven, it's more like meditative. So it's not as easy for me to rip through really fast, like just a fiction. I mean, it is fiction, but like a more traditional fiction novel. But yeah, the writing is really beautiful. I will make sure to talk about my reading more in the future as I get through them. And yeah, so I've just been really tired today. I'm not sure if it's because I'm switching up the time of my medication. I recently started taking an SNRI, that's antidepressant/anti-anxiety medication called Effexor, and I think it's been helping. I want to make a video separately on my mental health journey in the future, but yeah, I've just been really exhausted though. And so after I got back from clinic, I just like crashed on the bed and I like watched a couple YouTube videos. I was watching one of my lately favorite channels. It's called Sierra Schultze, and it's Sierra. She's like, her content is focused on body positivity, body acceptance. She does a lot of really fun videos though. For example, she did like recreating iconic celebrity photos. She does a lot of like size 4 and size 14, try on the same clothes from X brand. And she just uploaded a video today called, I think it's recreating Victoria's Secret photos. I'll like put a card up above. But yeah, it was such a good video. It was super real, like Sierra always is, and just, you know, a reminder that what goes into these Victoria's Secret photos is firstly a lot of really unhealthy behaviors. These models literally starve, over-exercise, dehydrate themselves for multiple days in order to get that perfect body, and then they're airbrushed, they have loads of makeup on their face and all over their body, and like just so much goes into creating these photos. And then girls and women look at these photos and are just like feel bad about ourselves. And Sierra made this in response to a Victoria's Secret spokesperson saying that they didn't want to use plus size women or like trans women in their fashion shows because their fashion shows are supposed to be a fantasy, which what the fuck does that mean, you know? But yeah, you should really check out Sierra's channel if you don't watch her. I love her and her podcast, Sierra Unfiltered. I've been loving her podcast. And even as someone who's in the socially accepted body, like I've been very transparent on this channel about having an eating disorder and being in recovery from that. And I have rarely seen my body represented in media. And my body's not even like a traditionally, like I'm not in really the mid or plus size range even. I'm in the standard size range and it's still really hard to find representation. So really grateful for YouTubers like Sierra who really make an effort to change the way women and women's bodies and femmes are portrayed in media. So yay for Sierra and people like her. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a pretty chill rest of the day. Like I said, I'm really tired and I am doing inpatient shadowing and running activities for my residents for the next few days. So I'm gonna go have dinner, just maybe edit and read a bit and take it really chill for the rest of the day. Hopefully I'll see y'all soon. I'm hungry, I'm so tired. I don't wanna get up. I wanna sleep. I wish there was a way to like eat but sleep at the same time, you know? Also, this is my fan. My sister helped me think of a name for him yesterday. He identifies as a he, and his name is Pete. He's a really good fan. Everyone, it's just been like a super stressful day. I had to deal with a few things helping a resident, and then I helped another resident. I rushed off to a workshop, and now I'm going to meet some my professor/provider at the hospital to talk about research. It's just been like the moment I woke up, I received texts from people, and it's just been really stressful, like anxious, but but I did do my workshop today again, mental health for minorities, and quite a few people came up to me after and told me that like they really enjoyed the workshop and like just complimented me, and like I really felt like I was in community with them and they able to gain something from my workshop. So I'm really pretty happy about that. Just trying not to feel too anxious. I tend to just like get this really tight feeling in my chest when I haven't really had time to decompress, gather my thoughts, and like right in the morning every day's been really busy, but overall I'm really grateful for this day and being able to help people and to do this job. And also I'm grateful the weather is like a lot cooler and nicer, and yeah, like the wind blowing, because over the weekend it was like 100 degrees, so I'm grateful for that too. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for my lift to come take me to Upper Hospital. I was gonna take the bus, but the intervals for the bus that I wanted to take came at weird intervals, so I was supposed to either come at 2:50 or at 3:50. And then if I took 3:51, I would be late, so I like came to the 2:51 around like 2:48 or something, and it was just leaving, so I missed it. And I tried to find another bus, but it would require me to walk 30 minutes of the way and like ride the bus for like 5 minutes or something. So yeah, I just settled on a Lyft. And I'm grateful that I'm able to afford transportation. But yeah, I still haven't quite gotten the hang of like bus taking, I guess, or maybe no one ever gets the hang of it. I don't know. I'm quite happy with my outfit today though. I bought this dress from Francesca's over the weekend, and this necklace I also bought it from Francesca. It's been one of my favorite shops lately. Some of the things are a little bit on the pricey end, so gotta look through the clearance rack. But yeah, I'm really feeling good in this kind of flowy wear, and this necklace, I just feel so dainty and nice in it. So yeah, I'm gonna gather my anxiety up and head over.
Said you wanna take things slow, but you keep coming back to me for more. You keep blowing on my phone. I guess you wanna love till things get sour. Girl, I know we can resist each other, but baby, I want you here with me right now. 'Cause I want your body, and girl, I need your love. Girl, just throw it all on me, 'cause I can never get enough. No, money on myself and I'd rather spend it all in a room with you. You're my angel of my every night, 'cause you're ethereal and feel so true. I'd hate for this to be a lustful game, but I need to love you one more time. 'Cause I want your body, girl, I need your love.
And then I just went like entirely with no makeup, and then I did it like on the desk behind. Like I hid behind my desk, and then like put like my small little mirror, and I did my makeup because I woke up late today.
It looks good. I like the under eye sparkle.
Under eye bags.
No, the sparkle.
Girl, just throw it. Said you wanna take things slow, but you keep coming back to me for more.